Top up on ladies, my name is Chaz and welcome to the What If Zuku was or should I say has a volcanic doomfire and his powers. So, if you don't know, some of you might do not know that volcanic doomfire is from Yu-Gi-Oh! And he is a fire type monster, Pyro. And but in this What If, Zuku from My Hero Academia, here, where is he? Him has his powers. So now, or he was once him, then turns into a human, then turns into a ultimate doomsday, volcanic doom lord Hearn of Flames, Zuku. So, let's start off with the past, where it's just like fire, earth, dark, and light, where they have their own house. They have their own worships them. Like a fire people worships fire, water people worship water on earth, and earth, and now, but one day, the queen got killed by a hero named Blaze of Phoenix. I know I'm also gonna try adding Caesar from, not like Caesar, but from a time I got, or from the Slime movie, but so he killed the Queen of Flames, and then who witnessed it was the none other than volcanic doomfire. Here. And when he saw her kill the queen, he got mad. Like, basically, like that. Shoots fireballs at her, at the pro hero. But the pro hero killed him. So, and all the fire or volcanics, like these guys, these, some of these, and these went into hiding. And so the fire hermers like her, she died. And water her. Because the Sume, or whatever her name is, was one who, it was actually a demon lord, commanded her to kill fire, water, dark, earth, and any. So there was only about fire, earth, water, dark, and light. So, so now, but volcanic doomfire got reincarnated as Izuku Midoriya. And he had power of fire. He could do what his self does. Shoots fireballs from his mouth. Or conjure them up. So, his mother Inko was also a worshipper to reviving every, like, Fire Nation, Water Nation, or Light, Dark, and Earth, and so but Inko, she was, when she met like her husband and they got married and they did the deed one, let's say there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. Would be the 8th. So, one, two, three, four, five. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there would be 6 kids, and each one like named after like their own like. Her task was to bring them back from the dead. But so they did. She didn't even realize it because she had always been a scientist or used science and magic, just like Doctor Strange. But then, so when they all hit 4 years old, all 6 of them hit 4 years old, they were gaining not their memories, but her like personalities. Like basically her, them, and her and her. And Zuko chose the same thing. But he was such a he so they all went to a quirk doctor, and when the quirk doctor looked at them, they're like, huh. First they looked at her, and she had a fire quirk. And both of them are like dark and light one. They both had dark and light quirks. Earth quirk, water quirk. And when the doctor saw Deku's is what he was, wow, you have a really powerful fire quirk, don't you? Huh. As he, or sometimes gets in range, or actually, the doctor looked at Deku and says, "You're quirkless." So, oh, so, but now when they went to school, only person that really gets picked on for being a nerd was her, but they didn't realize that her brother could, as Zuko sees them torturing his little brother or his sister, he becomes enraged as he like went up, hold both of them and nailed them to a wall. As he turns to his sister and says, "Are you doing okay, sister?" "Yes, I'm fine, Zuko." Their brother. "Huh? Just please let them down, please." As he let go. Oh. As he was like, he told them that if they pick on his siblings or anyone, he will find them. As he did it in the cruelest way. Of course, those kids run away. Like, they were not sticking around for what will happen if they did. As he turns around and looks at sister. As the fire girl knows her brother is not quirkless, but she could sense something inside of him. As she's grinning. Because when they got home after that, little incident thing, she says, "Hey, Mom, can I talk to you for a minute?" As Inko says, "Yes, dear, I'll be right there." Or, come talk to me. As it's about Zuko. He's more her. I can sense like fire, right? As that's what she's saying. fire spirits? Or what was your task about the reviving the like the wizards thing? Oh, that is a top secret one. Or I may tell you, but so each one of those have unique different characterizations. Like it's similar to like your brothers and your sisters. Like light and dark really like how they're opposites to each other's. Eartha likes the to hanging out with her brother Izuku, and so does Water. And you are. I know that you like him as your brother. Yeah. But that's not my, question. Do you ever feel like the Zuku is been reincarnated from something else as Inko is a little bit surprised. She never thought about what an Zuko was before. As then she tells her that her brother is been reincarnated from this volcanic doomfire here. As then it dawns on her. Inko's like, of course. As she says, of course what? Well, of course, where is that picture? It was when she says, oh, it's the nothing near, but to answer your question, yes, I believe that Zuko is a unique one. As she says, thank you for that answer. As after she leaves, where is she? She was in her head saying, well, if comes back comes for me, I always have Zuku 2 things. Because usually in my what ifs, usually she drops him off to the side of a road. But but in this what if, she kept him. So, of course, she even knew that she already revived those charm things or charm casters things. Of course, Bakugo's mom. Bakugo's mom, was like, or actually knew that something was up. So she asked Inko if have you figured it, like your task? Yes. It was pretty easy now. Well, finally getting the all of the like charm casters plus what? As she took Bakugo's mom, walks into another room away from them, as she tells Bakugo's mom that she also brought him back, as Bakugo's mother doesn't know at first, but when she's heard brought him back, she knew what Izuku or what Inko said. Really? You brought him back? The one that could kill all of us with just his flames? Yes. Yes. But I don't know about him, but he will figure out that he is what his sister told me, that he is back from the grave. So they're like, okay, keep close, full eye on him. So now they went each 15. They went to UA. As the Izuku, that's Doomfire one, tells his sisters and brothers that, are you ready? As they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. See? As I'm skipping the quirk test to get into UA, because one, Zuko already has, or actually, Zuko used his power to create landmines around, and he did, and man, he got more points than everybody. Like, he got 1 points. And he as he used his own fire thing to, he looks up at the 0 pointer before and he looks down as he runs to Ochako, picks the debris up and put it over, and picks her up, and like, and they start running, and the robot was little bit too fast for them. Was gonna like crush them. But Zuko threw Ochako as he told his brother to here catch, as threw Ochako to him as he caught her and he used his fireball like that attack, and he ends up killed the 0-pointer's hand as he fires it off a second time. Boom! As he also did that volcano like what he does as when he was doing that doomfire, as he like barricaded with lava, like over him, and went and melted the entire city, fake city, as Nezu and everybody that was in the control room was shocked. Like, they never witnessed that much power before. As his sister says, "Good job, brother." Mother. As he comes out of the lava unharmed. As he's like, that was amazing. Okay? As Tenya is like confused, like what? He told them that, why are you congratulating your brother? He just destroyed the half of the fake city. As everybody had that worried face, they couldn't believe that Zuko's power is a little bit too much. So then they got in. Like they were in class 1A. Like, don't worry, I'm not kicking anyone out. They expanded their room, so yeah, they were pretty much full. So as everybody in class 1B even was shocked that how much power that boy has. So I usually skip the quirk assessment test, but to be honest, he just do the ball throw one. Usually I do a ball throw. No. So he ends up Zuko went first and threw the ball so hard it like landed in outer space, basically on the other planet, not Mars, not Jupiter, not the sun, but on the whole different world where each world has its own code name of what if. So the ball that got thrown to what if was what if Zuku was or into one of my old what ifs. And man, oh man. So Tenya sees how strong Zuku is as something like got to his headaches thing. His sister could sense that as she told Mr. out to, can we all go back in real quick? Just all of us, not Zuku. As Eraserhead looks at them, looks at her, says, "Why?" Or no, why? Well, you'll find out. But have fun as she gets up and as Zuku was like, stupid headaches make me explode as he punched the ground his how with 2 fists as everybody ran back to the UA as they're like, okay, how did you know that your brother has those kind of days? Or is your brother always like that? As they are like, as she says, yeah. He always has those days, right? Yep. Yeah. They all agree. As they know that Zuko gets angry a lot more when his headaches come back. So, you know what that water charmer did? So she went to a soda machine and grabbed some soda and she says, "You run this to Zuku?" As sure thing. As she walked over to Zuku. Flames doesn't bother her. She doesn't even feel it. So then here we go. Because his sister knows what Zuku likes. So he drinks it and like, better? Yes. So, as all the class 1A students are more worried about him than as he like says, "Sorry, he Eraserhead, that as heck, Class 1B students were like, oh look, there's losers that and are what's wrong with it? Yeah. As everybody from class 1A told them that every dude don't step through that door. Okay, why? As there was a little window right next to the door. As they see what happened. Sheesh. Yeah. Todoroki was a thing with my, or he says with my fire part, or with my power that I have. The I don't generate that much power. Do I don't? As some of them with like, they're like, yeah, sheesh, you're the only fire person that really, or half fire, half ice. And so, days gone past. Zuko was, or actually, Nezu asked Inko if, does he ever had these headache meltdowns things? As Inko says, yeah, but that's not all. Be more wary of him. As Nezu says, what do you mean? Well, I know, or that you are. Do you remember, or you know those worshippers that tried to bring the charmers back from the dead one? Yeah. Well, I brought them back from the dead, but I also brought back him, the volcanic doomfire, the most dangerous one out of every fire pyromaniacs. As Nezu heard that, and All Might was with him at the time, and they couldn't believe what they heard. Volcanics are more vicious when they are near a person, but actually having one in the school is like, no, thank you. So they were like, okay, we'll keep a close eye on him. Plus, heck, he's more dangerous than the rest. And Zuko was like, okay, under control. And when they were walking home, they walked so fast because they don't want him to end up having that another heyday thing. So they went home real fast. Like, they were just at home real quick. And Zuko is like, he's really slow. Of course, he's volcanic doomfire reincarnation. So now, I know that one of these actually went and grabbed him by a leg, dragged him in, and then instead of attacking him, he basically talked. Basically, he talked to Zuko, telling him that the legendary Doomfire is your name? As they're like, don't be alarmed. As Zuko was not. He was more like, why did you bring me down? As Zuko was, or you who are the reincarnation of our master, the volc- volcanic doomfire. He was our lord, but it was those humans that killed our queen. As they were, he was as one of them headphone users. Be warned. I'm gonna try to attempt to do like what a high pitched voice of it. Yeah, and they killed you, and he tried to kill all of us. So that's why we had to hide from those stinking humans, because she might still be around. So, and we watched you use your flame wall attack. And as Zuko, who is like, or some of you might remember that, but it's basically like that. But Zuko is more powerful, so he could conjure up lava. And they're like, yeah, we were not dragged down by that stupid hero looking thing. She was the vicious one of them all. But little did they know, or little did Zuko know, he was the doomfire, or actually he was reincarnation of doomfire. So he knew that, but he didn't know that he was also. Some people on you what if peoples say like, oh, Zuko, or it's the what if Zuko was pregnant one. But Zuko had the queen, or volcanic queen inside of him, as it was actually, let me use his human, or it was actually in his stomach, or inside of his head, because the egg looks like basically looks like that, but it's way smaller. So they were like, as one of them realizes So you kept our queen safe. And Izuku says yes. She's inside the back of my head. No wonder why I keep getting these bad headaches. As they... And he gets mad when he... So, they... It's time for me to go before the modern pro heroes comes and kills the rest of us. Or kills the rest of you. Yeah, alright ahead. As Zuko agrees. So they came in as only couple people that were worried was water, earth, dark, light. Basically, all of them were worried. So then, the next day was a USJ. And they're like, huh. As he says, this is going to be fun. As Inko was... Because his flame, he needs more coal. So he eats coal all the time. And he told his sister, or no, he asked his mother if about his volcanics thing, or he asked his mother, is volcanics bad? As Inko says, and yeah, or no, don't think about that. I'm asking, please tell me what they are. And what I am. As Zuku he says that to Inko, as he says, or she says that, well, the volcanics they are more aggressive when people are near them. But that rule doesn't apply to you, Zuku. As they're like, or Zuku is like, what do you mean? As then she told him what he is. He's volcanic doomfire. Basically, volcanic king to them. So, then at the USJ, Zuku, or actually, he's trying not to, like, be steamed out. So his sister is worried about him. So she had to go save her brother. From touching the water. As Frog Girl, or I always call her Frog Girl, but her, the one that's on top, a green-haired girl, and Mineta is like, it's a down there, the grapefruit guy. They both are asking, why did you who? As she looks at them and says, we know what he is, but we won't tell you what he is. As Shoei, or like her, she knows who, or she heard stories about the legendary volcanic doomfire of how he burnt down buildings after buildings. As she says, wait, hold on, now we know what. I know what you're talking about. As that person is, her mouth got covered by her saying, don't tell anyone, okay, what he is, till the moment arrives. As Izuku was battling against the Nomu, and he was with like his hulking strength. He actually shot fireball at his opponent's brain, and he actually like as he crunched that Nomu's brain, like basically ate it. As the Nomu died, as he looks at Shiraki-sen, and Shiraki-sen says, hold on. Where is he? Shiraki-sen says, Kirigiri, it's time for us to leave. As Zuko was pretty powerful. But before Shiraki-sen says, let's go, he used his fire here, or actually the warp guy warped him, and they escaped. As volcanic doomfire, Zuko was like, okay, better check on the others. As he telepathically, because I'm giving him the power of telepathy with his sisters, and his brother, so his roll call, I'm here, or I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, as everyone's present, okay. So, he's like, okay. As they like basically walked right out. Or before they walked out, the automatic doors came out. As Zuku says, actually, Fire Girl says, Zuku, please do the honors. As he says, sure thing, sister. As he, and stand back. As he shot a fireball so powerful, and it melted the auto closed door. Like basically melt the door and the one protecting it. As he's like breathing out and in. Alright. So So one of the villains tried to sneak attack Izuku, but Izuku just uppercutted him with a haymaker. And now I'm skipping the sports festival. And the Soei, or not Soei. I keep saying Soei. It's not the slime movie. It is. Give me some time to think, okay? So, Frog Girl says, asked, because she made friends with her, so she asked, what's about your brother? As she says, well, not how the story goes, right? How volcanics destroyed everything. Sorry about that. My dogs just barked at some stranger going past. So sorry if I breathe so hard. It's real windy, so some of that wind left my body. So other than that, where his sister says the volcanics, that was not always the case because she knows you had to ask my fire sister to because she probably knows more about what really happened that day. As the frog girl goes over and asks her, and she says, well, so are you here for the asking about the volcanics? What? Because she is regaining some of her memories, but she still is Zuku's sister. So she says, and that is actually the pro heroes did that. Someone hired them to kill volcanics because they thought that volcanics were doing something bad. Turns out it was miscommunications. That's what I was going to say it to them, but they ended up. So they're like, oh boy. So, and my brother is, or I usually don't tell the others, but Izuku is volcanic doomfire. He's the been reincarnation of him. Volcanic doomfire is pretty fun guy. Or dragon one. He's always so then so I'm skipping the sports festival because it's boring. As Nezu says, "Oh, don't worry about it, Zuku. If you got 44 or last place one." As they're like, okay. As he, because now they know that Zuku is that embodiment thing. So he ends up says okay, and he already knows that he's all that, but his headaches keep doing it. So, but one day he actually had a power, or he was trying to keep the till a day comes and she gets ready. So, and at the fight one, so they had a reason why they're used to having his flames. So but during the fight one, he pretty much knocked the brain dude out, and he also used his fireball that was whipped out. So now there's two people. Momo wants to date Zuku at the same time as where is she? Because Zuku's, or actually Mountain Lady knows that she heard that story of how volcanic doom fire was pretty powerful. And when she told Endeavor that, Endeavor was interested about what will happen. What I heard, they all got killed by some unnatural causes. As or actually that brain dude says, or actually Todoroki says, I must know one thing. And as Zuku was like, go right ahead. Says, okay, so if you, or I know what the Soe, or not Soe, the Frog Girls or actually, I heard that little conversation of you being a creature. As he says, huh, how did you know? I knew it. You are the hat creature that is too powerful. Yeah. As he he's trying not to he's trying to ignore the headaches. But his sister knows that he is getting a bad headache. So she went, grabbed a soda machine, she grabs a soda and threw it right at him. As he caught it without even looking. As he opens it up, 1 second, as he drank the entire soda, or gallon of it, into his body. Like, basically, man, he's quite a drinker, isn't he? As one of his sisters says, or actually, his brother says, yeah, if he gets in the pool, that would be it for him. But that's why he likes to drink it than swimming. So, yeah. He drank and he starts battling. As he literally eat the can of that. And sister, as he knew, or she knew that he's talking to her. She says, "You're welcome. Give him heck, okay." As he used his own fire, he's charging up. Kind of like what Sliper the Sky Dragon does. He shot the fireball so powerful as the heat was like a sun. And they're like, holy crud, man. So, now, Zuku was... I'm skipping that part. So, the internship, Endeavor says, don't worry about it. Or actually, Eraserhead says, all of you choose your internships, except for you, Zuku. Endeavor chose you, actually. Okay. Don't worry, brother, I'll go with. Because Todoroki, or actually Momo, was like, okay, just try to be calm. He is a fire one. You like, and only person that really knows that Momo had a heart for Zuku was her. Or, yeah, her. She gave... Or actually, she told Momo that... Or, can I talk to you? Sure. As she tells her that, I know that you're in love with my brother, but no need to... think about it. Just ask him yourself. Oh, as Momo was so ready to end up hitting him or her in the face thing. Because she's blushing. She's basically like that kind of thinking. But she says, okay. And as she, like, so she goes for, or actually, Earth Girl goes for the, okay, Mentos. Huh? Darn goes for whoever has dark powers. Or actually, they both went for the same one. And, or actually, not Mentos. She went with her sister, and they both like went and went with Frog Girl to go home. As they both go together. And then, but the Endeavor says, alright, I seen your power before, so no need to. It's more of a focus on combat abilities. So, as his sister is like, that's why before they even entered the building, she went, here you go, as Zuku. Alright. So, someone from the Endeavor's agency says, no drinking in the building, remember? As Endeavor stops him, saying, unless you want this place to end up in a turn into a volcano, do you want that? As he said, no, sir, no. Okay. As Endeavor knows that Zuku is a volcanic doomfire. So he told them to be gentle with them, or with him. They asked why. Well, as he told them that story. So they were walking down, and they asked, or actually, Endeavor asked Zuku, like, hey Zuku, can I ask you something? And he says, sure. What do you need? Endeavor? As Zuku, or as Endeavor says, well, I know that you're that creature, so just as Zuku remembers what happened, as Endeavor says, what happened that day? As Zuku remembers it clear as day, as he says, well, Remember the rules of being a pro hero? Of not killing others? Well, of course, Endeavor says, yeah. That's always been a rule in pro heroes business. Well, have you heard about the Shizu, the legendary fire hero one? Yeah, she killed. Wait, hold on. Why is she evolved with it? As he says, she was the one that attacked us first. We were just minding our own business. We weren't doing nothing. We were just hanging out at the volcanoes. Then one of the pro heroes came in and slaughtered all of us. Me, and the queen. As Endeavor's couldn't believe what Zuko told him. Was true. As Zuko was telling them, so Endeavor is now I know what. As he looks at Zuko, saying, "You have my word of, if anything comes to pass, I'll make sure that your kind doesn't cease to exist. Basically, doesn't go extinct, okay? Okay." As they both bro-fist each other's. As he turns to his brother, Endeavor told Todoroki, every dude, don't let any of them extinct. As Zuko was happy about that. As he also told him that the volcanic queen, is inside my brain. As it was on this side. As, well, she's, of course, Zuko told him about what she did. She basically planted an egg inside of my head. Basically making her, as he says, that's why I keep getting headaches. Well, okay, as I don't want to, or he says, I don't want to die at second time. Sorry. So he was again, or actually Endeavor went with Zuko and saw Hero Killer Stain was gonna kill Ida. But lucky for Zuko, he mastered a fireball and shot right at the Hero Killer Stain. He, of course, dodged it. As he says, looks like someone needs to earn. As he grabs Tenya, and of course, Endeavor says, get both of them out of here. I'll take care of this. As he says, no, I'll do it. Because as he was a small guy. As hero killer Stain was like, huh, you're a fake hero, huh. As he says, I'm a real hero. I want to protect people and stop villains like you from being like who you are. And as he like mastered up a fireball that was size of a small sun, and basically like that, but without a stem part, the soul part. If you, it's basically like that, but and he shot it right at the hero killer Stain and like knocking him out. As Zuku was like, huh, yes, that's done with. As he grabs him, puts him on his back, as his flames, as his sister knows that his flames can't never go out, so as he used his own power to, as he could smell it, as he drops off the hero killer Stain, and he comes in, smells like barbecue. That's what he said. It smells like barbecue time. So, let's do it. So he ends up getting killed. Or not killed, but he ends up killing all three Nomus and turning them into ashes. Basically, that's what volcanics do. They turn people to ashes. So, but then, I'm skipping the mall arc because one, Zuko doesn't mind, and two, he is like, okay, done. As he walks away, literally, his sister was like, huh, brother, you're. As a fire girl says, let him go. I know where he's going. As his sister says, okay, thank goodness you know where he's going. As he goes to volcanics, and he says, huh, long time no see. As volcanics, like claw thing, says, huh, yeah, it has been a while, so how have you been? Well, still kicking and screaming, and the queen is almost ready. Good. Okay? So, Zuko was like, yeah. So now the camp arc. He actually, because his sister has the power of earth, so she actually can make trees grow back. So, and then as the Cambark, Zuku just like, ooh, is it clear path all the way down? As he looks at Wildcats, as they said, yeah, clear path. As he said, as Fire Girl says, not that kind of clearing path, Zuko or Big Brother. As he says, oh, come on, sis. It's going to be fun for all of us, or for me, to really use some of that power. As he says, or she says, here, drink it before. As he, or she looked at one of the wildcats and told them that you wild cats almost caused a forest fire. Oh, wait. Or, of course, they said, oh, wait, that's what he means by clearing. As he jumps, and when he clashed his fist, he did it anyway. So his sister's like, blundering idiot for a brother of mine. And she is, as the water girl used her water power and like made it so that it looks like the literal concrete one all the way cut across. So, as his other sister says, don't worry, as she made trees grow like a curve. Basically, nothing really happened. As they're like, ooh, that's cool. And now the camp art is done. Now it's All for One's fight. Well, All for One told the League of Villains, mostly Toga, to go and grab Zuku. Only Zuku is the main priority. As Handyman says, why him? I have seen his power before. But I'll try to do attempt at All for One's voice. So he says, you don't even understand. And remember when I told you about how the Zuku is actually a volcanic doomfire? As everyone in the room, like Toga, Dobby, Musclear, Moonfit, like everybody was like shocked. Wait, is that a one that like destroyed the entire forest? Or no, destroyed the entire town? Yeah. Or All for One says, yeah, that's the one. But they had their reason. You know how it's whoever makes the first attack, they could strike back, kind. So we attacked them. You know that flame hero or legend or Conqueror of Flames girl? As everybody's like, yeah, is she the legendary one? Yes, she attacked them without no commands from anyone and told them, so they attacked us after her attacked. So, and Zuko is a reincarnation of that big, strong monster. As Zuko is spending time with his sisters and his brothers, as he's like trying to dodge the water attacks, because as the telepath girl says, or he actually, or actually, because they, or Dark Hero says, or Dark says, heat it up a little bit more, Zuko, as he says, okay, as he used fire breath and made it to a boiling point. So then he tried not to, but he used his, he basically how fast he was, he grabs them and threw him across, boom, with duct tape over his mouth and closed up his eyes. As they're like, yeah, of course, his sister was being awfully dramatic. So now it's the Zuko and, or actually, Zuko got captured. Everyone did care, so they went and tried to save him. And Toga and Musclear was like, you're Zuko, that, As he was so, he tries not to be so angry, so he, slammed his fist against the ground, caused a big lava thing, as they're like, run, as they start running through the smoke, or gas, and they're like, okay, as they pick up those survivors, please, as they're, because of that, as Class 1B students are like, oh, crud, as they picked up everybody, and they start running back to the, so Mr. Compress got close, and used it, so he basically, so that's why, so he gets captured. All Might is trying not to freak out, but because of Zuko they know. So, and All Might before has gave Zuko the one for all. Yes, I know. So he's the heavy artilleries guy. So he basically could as he was got teleported, and the water lady saw his soda bottle was laying down on the floor, or she knew where it is, so she literally grabbed it. This is Zuku's, as she like knew where there was. So the fire charmer is like, let's get him before her. They okay as Eraserhead says, settle down, or Blood Hero tells them to settle down, but they're like, well, as she tells them that it's all over for us, and they're like, no, we still have a chance. As the flame says, we still have a chance. Zuko isn't that dumb to get, because he is or actually the water hero says, well, he is legendary volcanic doomfire. If they, as Blood Hero heard that, like what Zuko is, then he says, oh crud, okay. So, as Zuko, or they told him, or they, of course she told the Blood Hero in Class 1B of, you all know that story of how volcanics almost destroyed the entire human population. Well, that's a lie. It was actually a pro-hero called, or actually they knew what pro-hero. So they told, or she told them that real truth about her brother is actually the legendary volcanic doomfire. So she says if he's our military guy, he's basically knows how to pack a real fire, as he witnessed what happened to the queen, that's why he got killed by Zuko was pretty nice guy. So now, and her brother says, yeah, all of them agree that those stories doesn't make sense. Oh, and Class A students and Class B students, they knew that Zuko is such a kind heart, no matter who he is, but they said, let's go get him. He said, yeah, and, well, they were like, okay. They really have that deep connection with them. They said, yeah, and Zuko was at the villain's base as he's been drugged up so that he doesn't have like, of course Toga is just sitting there, is a little bit happy. So Zuko had a fire mouth guard thing on him. So he says, you're forgetting one thing. As he grew a tail, and pierced the ground, and he ends up killing, or when he pierced the ground, volcano or like lava came over the entire thing. There he goes, and they could sense that he has activated his powers because he can't be drugged up. As they're like, you bastard, die! As or as he telepathically tells the rocket, or like him, to go pick him up. As he flies all the way to where Zuko was at, broke the chains off, and he took off his mask, and let's get rolling after. As then they got teleported, all of them, to All For One. And All For One was so ready to, as he had prepared to kill the 2 remaining survivors of it. So he ends up like, okay, I'm gonna kill you. Boom. As he killed, or he pushed Rocket away, as he got dosed with water, cold water, and killed him. Just him, not as Zuko was dead. But not to fear. So All Might says, no wonder why he can't go into water. He dies instantly. But there was one, or actually an endeavor, and came and like starts his flames. And he says, come on, Zuko. Or as he, as All For One says, he's dead now. I can't wait to, as Zuko says, or actually All Might says, get the volcanic doomfire out of here. And when he did, Zuko went from being like from a kid to the ultimate flames. As he says, round 1. Or he actually says, ready? Boom! Boom! As all the fire air creatures, like volcanic creatures, came out to join him. And he ends up, like, killing All for One, as he says, "You will not hurt my friends anymore." As he uses big explosion, as he says, as he, like, he did that volcano one. He created the volcano right in the middle of the town. Volcanic stair shot. As they came, it's like his own personal ritual for, as he finally, he knew it was time for him to let her out. So he basically, like, because her egg, or her, like, spawn egg thing, went into his stomach. Basically, do you see that little red thing that's in the middle of his belly button? Yeah. So he vomits her out. Like, vomits the egg out. Sets it right in the middle of the volcano. And it hatched a full-size, grown girl. Like her. Basically, she looks at him and says, "Thank you. It has been a long time, so..." And he says, "Yes." And I try to avenge you, Queen. We all tried to, but he protected her and killed just me. As she knows that it's the doomfire, or so she ends up being his sister, that he treats her as a sister. So, yeah. So everyone saw, like, what he did. As All for One says, "I knew that crazy girl doesn't, like, kill you." As Doomfire thing saw or heard that, and he turns around and sees it was you, wasn't it, that ordered her to kill? Hasn't it? Yes, I was. As he grabs All for One, because I'm making him the one that killed, as he crushed All for One's mask thing, and he went in and grabbed his heart and ripped it right out with his quirk attached to it. So, Zuko, or actually everyone now knows who was really behind it. As he says, "Good to see you back in Adam, aren't you?" As she's like, "Yeah." And have I missed anything? No. As volcanic things that says, "Let us help you." Oh, like back in the old days. Yeah. But Zuku, I know that you're my brother. I'm treating you as my brother, so if you need anything, just call, okay? Or telepathic. Yeah. As he or she flies away with them. As Zuku was like, okay, I gotta let my stupid soda. And as or the next day, the water runner says, "Here you go. You forgot it about it." Oh gosh dang it. As he bangs his head on a wall, cracking it open. As she knows that her brother does that because so they were like, okay, because everyone knows don't make him upset. But Momo and Gravity Girl, they finally had the nerve to ask Zuko to go on a date with them. So they did, and now the hold on, make sure. Wow, my eye itch. Okay, so Zuko, or now it was. I'm skipping the dodgeball thing. I call it dodgeball, but it's really the whatever. As he heard about Overhaul, how he is making like a quark erasing bullets. As he runs into Ares, or actually Ares ran into him, and ends up like as she's asking him to please hide her. As Zuko is not being like, as he says, "Don't worry." As he turns to Muriel and tells him to take her away, I'll deal with him. As he is, because he knows that he is mad. Because he could sense, or when he is also went into her mind, and he was mad. As Muriel is like, okay, have fun. I'll tell Sir Night Eyes that. Come on, Aries. As she went with him, or actually gave her a piggyback ride thing, he runs. As she asked Muriel that, what is he gonna do? Or why are you running away? As he told her this, I don't want to be here when he erupts. As she's like all confused, like, wait, what do you mean? As Sir Night Eyes knows that he could see Muriel and Ares, but when it dawns on him, okay, run. As they they all run the other way. Like, not near it, but far away from it. So now, Zuko is like, alright, you must be Overhaul, aren't you? Yes. Where's my honor? Your daughter? Huh. You're more worried about her than your own sanctuary. As he was, or volcanics know that Zuko is getting mad, like that kind of mad. So he punched the ground hard, and the volcano, or actually lava, came over and melted everything. As the boss just gets teleported away. As the entire foundation, or like the entire city, or actually the building where Overhaul was at, melted into a puddle of magma. Basically, Zuko did that. He basically killed Overhaul, his men, and I'm talking about Overhaul's men, and of course they were like, okay, hey. As a flame girl's like, okay, good. They all ran to check on him, like, okay, brother. Yeah, I'm fine. As he comes out of the volcano, or like magma, as he like, okay, I'm getting thirsty. So as Sir Night Eyes knew that he was getting thirsty, so he passes him the soda bottle, and basically things got crazy. No, I don't see. Okay. So things got too crazy for Midoriya's family. And now, next part.